Hello and welcome back to my welcome back to my channel and welcome to my first Senate prediction. So this is for the 2022 Senate results, who's going to have control of the United States Senate. And this is a very interesting, or will be a very interesting race, because you look at it, they're saying it's going to be a red wave year, but then again, the Democrats also are saying there's not going to be a red wave year. You got different polls that are going back and forth. You got questions about Lisa Murkowski primary. It's going to be very interesting. So I figured I would get on the bandwagon and make my prediction. So we're going to start by filling in all the safe red states. These are states that, unless something crazy happens, I don't see them going Democrat. If Chuck Grassley runs, Iowa safe. Missouri, even though there is an open seat, I do think it's going to be safe red, probably just barely 10-11 points, just because the state, as long as they get a good candidate, which I believe they will. I'm also going to put Florida as safe, because Marco Rubio, he won it last time in 2016 by 8, but that was when Florida was more of a swing state, and you've seen the Hispanic trends in Miami-Dade and just the state going Republican in general. So I think he's going to increase on his margin, win it by 10-11 points. Now we're going to fill in the safe Democrat states down the entire West Coast. Hawaii, I'd like to see Tulsi Gabbard run for that seat in Hawaii. I doubt she will, but I hope she runs for the Senate seat, but she will probably run for the governorship. But either or, I'd be happy with, or maybe she won't run at all. Who knows? Colorado will probably be safe. Same with Illinois, Maryland, Connecticut, New York, and Vermont. So with that, we have the safe red and blue seats. So we have 46 safe Democrat seats and 45 safe Republican seats. So now we're going to fill in, and I'm going to put Alaska as likely red. Just because I do not think the Democrats are going to win Alaska. I just want to make sure that you guys understand this. The Democrats are not going to win in the Senate seat in Alaska, but because of the ranked choice voting and the things with Lisa Murkowski, I do think it's going to be closer, because there's going to be a lot of crossover votes, and I think it's going to be likely. We're going to go to the state of Arizona. Arizona is going to be lean Democrat, because Mark Kelly is actually pretty popular. If Mark Kelly did vote for some sort of gun control legislation, I would put Arizona as tilt Republican, but he has not voted for any gun control, nothing like that at all. He's actually been more moderate, kind of senator, so I would put Arizona as lean Democrat. However, that is certainly a swing state. Same with Nevada. I'm going to put that as lean Democrat, even with the DSA taking over. I just don't think Republicans have a good enough shot. The only person who I think could win, who is John Lee, the mayor of North Las Vegas. He's running for the governorship, and I think he's the only Republican in Nevada who could win a general election or Senate race. But so I'm going to put Nevada as tilt Democrat. Wisconsin, I'm going to put it as lean R, just because it is trending right, and I think if Ron Johnson wins, it's definitely going to be by a lean margin. But if someone else were to run, or if Ron Johnson retires, then I think it's still going to be by a lean margin, just maybe like a bit closer. But Wisconsin's trending red. Ohio, anyone who's watched my Senate prediction video, if you haven't, go check it out, knows that I think Ohio is going to be likely Republican pretty much no matter what. So there we go. Simply because it's kind of trending that way, and I just think the state as a whole is going red. North Carolina is pretty much a safe, lean state, I think is what I'm going to call it, a safe, lean state, because North Carolina has just been locked as a lean state for the Republicans pretty much since the 2010 Senate election, if there was one in 2010. Not completely sure, but yeah. But since 2010, I'd say North Carolina has been a pretty much safe, lean Republican state. Could the Democrats win it? Maybe. I don't see it happening. Now we have Georgia. Georgia, I'm going to put as lean Democrat, because I personally think Georgia is gone for the Republicans. I really do, because if you look at the Atlanta trends, they're just going to keep growing, and even with the voting legislation passed, it's gonna, by the time Atlanta grows, so the voting legislation say it prevents a lot of people from Atlanta from voting, getting the good turnout. Atlanta's gonna grow so much that even with the lower turnout, the amount of vote in Atlanta in 2020 is going to be the same, or I'm messing up my words. Atlanta's growing, so in 2024, the amount of votes cast in the 2022 and 2024 elections will be the same as the amount of votes cast in the 2020 election, because the voting legislation is going to stop people from voting while Atlanta keeps growing. So it's going to take out those people, but Atlanta is going to keep growing, so it's really not going to matter, because it just depends if the turnout is going to, if the bill is going to block turnout, how much it blocks turnout. And I don't think it's going to do much. It actually expands some places to mail-in vote. So I do think Georgia, even if Herschel Walker runs, I mean, he would make it interesting, but as we have not had, but he is not yet announced, so, and it's about 50-50 whether he runs, so I'm putting it as lean Democrat. Pennsylvania, however, I think is tilt Republican, just because John Fetterman, the expected nominee in the state of Pennsylvania, the current lieutenant governor, he has a lot of baggage. The state is trending right, albeit barely, and with that baggage, I do think Pennsylvania is going to be a tilt Republican state in 2022. Now finally we have the state of New Hampshire. It's going to be a lean, because I expect Sununu to run. This is why I saved New Hampshire for the end, and because Chris Sununu running for the Senate is so important and so critical. Because if you look at this map, if Sununu did not run, I put it as lean Democrat, which means we now have a 50-50 tie still. However, if Sununu runs, Republicans have control of the Senate, albeit with the filibuster. Who knows what's going to happen with that? But they do effectively have +1 seat. And so, because of that, it's really important to Chris Sununu that he run. It's really important for Chris Sununu to run, because if he doesn't, and it's still a 50-50 tie, who knows what could happen. I think this is what's going to happen even in a red wave year, just because Mark Kelly's popular in Arizona. There's not a candidate in Nevada. Georgia is a toss-up. It may go Republican, but like I said, I don't think the Atlanta trends are gonna flip, or gonna suddenly turn, even with the voting bill. So New Hampshire is really the only state that I think Republicans are going to be able to do anything in. So it's really important that Sununu runs, so he can win the Senate seat, and the Republicans can have control of the United States Senate. So with that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more.